Welcome back, people, to the channel. It's currently week number 4 of the restoration. Kind of already did some things today. Main thing was getting the linkage out for the clutch that was kind of sitting up by that steering rack. Got that out and got this kind of washed out a little bit because it was pretty dirty. And it still is pretty dirty. And last week we got this kind of torn down, most of the accessories off of it, just to see, you know, how's that gonna fit in that. It's gonna be a bit of a tight squeeze, but I'm gonna figure it out somehow. Oh, now she's coming out. Flushed out the heat exchanger, heating core, whatever, same thing. Gotta flush out, a little nasty in there, but for being 60, well, how old is it? It's old. But for being a 63, and I mean, this is original, as far as I know, to the car, for it not to be nasty, that might be a little worrisome. But, so, got it cleaned out. Only thing I'm a little nervous about is that's kind of dented there. But, I mean, once you get it past that little lip there and you get it clamped on, it'll be fine.
So what are we doing?
Switching oil pans. This one doesn't fit.
Imagine that. Couldn't see that coming. Yeah, we ordered a pan for this, front sump. We'll just have to pull the pickup tube off when you get the oil pan off. And see if she fits. See how far it needs to go back. The engine mount thing is still kind of up in the air. So, yeah, let's get the oil pan switched over. See what it looks like. See if it fits a little bit better than this one. There's Yanker. Are you sure you don't have another bolt left in there?
Oh, I do.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You have another bolt left in there?
Yeah, I was sitting by the engine mount. Well, sure.
Oh my God, this is taking forever.
Well, when all the bolts are different sizes, it's stripped out.
Yeah, there's nothing left to the heads of the bolts. They're just gone, completely gone. I had to use a air chisel on one just to get it to turn. Those will get replaced also. 10 hours later. Yep. She kind of looks like a motor in there. What's the pan look like?
Not too bad.
Is there anything in there as far as...
Up to the light.
Well, there's no oil in there, so
No.
there's no metal in the oil, which is good. All right. Well, you gotta pull that pickup tube off before you try putting this oil pan on. So, just these 3 bolts here, Casey. This one, or
Yeah.
nut here, and 2 bolts on the oil pump.
Okay.
And then just mount that other oil pan with just a couple of bolts, and
Yeah.
kind of go from there.
Now we're gonna put that back on and then lower that back down, see where it sits, give us a better idea of engine mounts, where the engine's gonna sit. Also a better idea of transmission. How big is our transmission well gonna be? So, time to get that on.
All right. Well, there she is so far. It looks like she clears pretty good. Of course, it will come up a little bit higher because we have to get mounts in there. How much higher is kind of dependent on whatever we find for mounts. What are we looking for back here?
Plenty of space.
Plenty of clearance under that pan now, so that's good. The intake is not back in its spot, so that'll sit back here further. I think now we got to measure to see how far a transmission would fit in there, and what kind of reach we got to that mount. I'll send you under there with a tape measure.
Thanks.
To get that. All right, so we're gonna do that, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully we can order the transmission that we've been thinking we're gonna order. I'm hoping a T5 will fit in there.
That'd be nice.
I don't know how much modification we're gonna have to do. Probably some. But yeah, once we get a transmission ordered, get that bolted up, we can kind of locate all this other stuff. I think we're gonna have plenty of room for a radiator and probably an electric cooling fan on this. I don't see why we would put the original fan back on it. All right.
Plenty of space.
Yeah. Well, let's take those measurements, see if we can get a transmission ordered, and yeah, keep moving along here.
Hopefully a T5 works. The only other ones that we found that would work would be like a T18, T19, and you can find T19s pretty easily. Actually, I found one of those at an F250, but first gear's a 6-to-1. So, and that's only a 4-speed. So it really wouldn't be a 4-speed, it'd be a 3-speed, because you can't use a 6-to-1 on this.
I think T5 is a better option.
Yeah. So
I think it's probably a little bit smaller round than what you're looking at, but yeah, we're not driving a dump truck here.
No.
So
No, this is a family car, not a dump truck.
you know, it'd be easier to put an automatic in here, but yeah.
Automatics, they're boring. So
Okay.
I mean, this is a Mustang engine. You gotta make it a manual.
Well, we'll see how that works out. All right.
All right, so it is Thursday currently, and we're gonna work on painting some things today. Gonna go at it on those valve covers, cause they were beat up. Now, yes, I know. I should probably replace the valve covers. They're really not that expensive to get nice looking ones. You know, it's like 150, 200 bucks, but they're, you know, we're working on a budget here, right? Shortcuts can be made and taken, and in my opinion, let's try to take as many shortcuts as we can. You know, that's not going to be like really that impactful. You look at this engine, this is stripped down to bare bones right now. You're not really going to see the valve covers all that much. I mean, this side's pretty much completely covered up. You know, once we get all the accessories and the hoses on it, you're really not going to see them. So I figured it's fine. Also going to paint the back of the heater box here. You know, that was pretty corroded, rusted out. Just going to paint it just so that it doesn't keep rusting. I also forgot to mention, we got headers yesterday. Well, at least one that fits. I forgot what car these came off of, but you know, the Paycheck Monster has some doubts about it. Me and Gramps, we think it'll work. You know, it's going to be a tight squeeze, but yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it's got half an inch it needs to come over on this side. And this side, it's pretty tight, but you know, a little push and shove, I think she'll go. Now these are the other ones we got, so they were a little mismatched when we got them. Yeah, this ain't gonna fit. That's a little too much. So, but yeah, we got headers. So yeah, this is coming along more and more, which is a really nice sign. or I like to see it at least. It actually gives me kind of hope, you know, like, hey, things are being done, you know. I felt like that when we were first tearing everything down, you know, like progress is being made. You got to get down to bare bones. And then for a while it was like, really not much progress being made because you can't really see it visually. But now seeing the engine sit in here visually, you know, hopes are starting to turn around, starting to get a better feeling about it. So,
What's going on, guys?
he's ruining my engine.
I'm not ruining it.
He is. He painted something that we're not replacing. So now we gotta throw the entire thing away.
Were you cleaning out valve covers?
I was.
We're not using those valve covers.
Yeah, we are.
We're not using those valve covers.
Yeah, we are.
Where are they? Let's see them.
In the parts washer.
Did he show you what these look like?
You spray paint them, it'll be fine.
No. That looks like crap.
You're not gonna
That's
see
the
'em.
best one, but
Guess what? That's the side that you're gonna see. So,
we're not putting those on.
yeah.
Not happening. I think you should add maybe some valve covers to your Christmas list.
Hey, sure, if you want to buy them for me, go ahead.
Well, don't waste the paint on those, because that's ridiculous.
Well,
Those look ugly. Not doing it. I'm overriding your thought process.
if I don't have to spend money on them, then sure.
Okay, find something else to do today. Like the heater box.
I still gotta paint that anyways.
Well, there you go. Have fun with that.
Look at how nice it is out. Can you believe? It's almost middle of December and it's this nice. Alright, so while we're waiting for the paint to dry, we got in a little package for the oil pan. Got the gasket. We also got the pickup tube. Now, if you compare it to the pickup tube that was in the original one, it's about a couple inches too short. But also, this oil pan is quite a bit deeper. And if you come over here, you can see it bolts right there. Got the crankshaft right there. So if you line it up, it's not too bad. You get a bit of a wide shot. And you kind of put it in here, do a bit of a rough guesstimation. It'd sit probably about right there, which is right at the bottom. So now I'm gonna take a guess and say that, yeah, this will probably fit. Welcome back. It is week number 5 and it's Wednesday. Ooh, missed a couple days. Yeah, things have been a little slow here in the den of the paycheck monster, because we're waiting on stuff. Mainly a transmission. We had stock headers, I forget from which car. Those were too big. We had the headers that my grandpa gave me. Those were also a little too big. So, yeah. We're waiting ones that are pretty small. So yeah, we're waiting on parts to get this all done. We're back at it again. It's Thursday. And I was just washing out that trunk. That's about it. So in the video, I don't know, it might seem like I did that yesterday, Wednesday. No, I did today, Thursday. And I'll show you the finished result. It's looking better. What I originally had thought yesterday might have been Rappy. No, it's I'm pretty sure that's glue. And the more I think about it, yeah, it's glue. That's what held down the carpet. That makes sense. So that's what all that stuff is. That's why I'm not too worried about actually getting it off. Cause I mean, it's really not gonna hurt it much. But you know, it is good just to clean it out and expose the areas that probably should get another coat of paint. Like here, there's definitely some patchwork there. You can kind of see it, the welds, and they did a better job than I did. But with the welder I had, it's really no surprise. So yeah, and also it looks like on this side too, there's another little patch job, which is good. It means less welding for me. So I'll take it. Yeah, it came out looking Better than what it was.
So I come in today. Casey's already started on this project.
Yep.
UPS made a delivery.
A couple.
A couple. We started with a T5 bell housing, which he's already got in the vehicle, on the engine, in the vehicle.
And it looks damn good.
And there she sits right there. We got our new manifolds. Those came in today. Reproduction manifolds. And I gotta say, they fit better than anything we've tried. So we'll put a link in the description below for those. I got them through Amazon actually, so not sure. I think they were sold out of California actually, some reproduction place. There's the big boy right there.
The
Modern driveline sent us a T5. We paid for it, believe me. So I didn't pay for it. He
My
paid
wallet
for it.
hurts, but you know, it hopefully will hurt the road when we burn some rubber. So,
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's open her up. Let's see it.
early Christmas. Oh, these are gonna be a pain.
Oh, come on, muscles.
Oh. There we go.
Yeah.
I need a knife.
Can't wait to see what this thing looks like in the vehicle. It's gonna be even nicer when it actually works in the vehicle.
Fingers crossed.
Did you read the caution tape?
That's over 70 pounds.
Oh yeah, don't hurt your back.
Oh.
Looky there. Ooh-wee. So tiny.
It is a little bit smaller than I thought it would be.
That's good. For this
Yes.
build, it's gonna be great. All right. So while I'm at it, and you're unwrapping stuff, I got a little surprise for you.
Oh,
Want to see it?
sure.
I'll be right back. So, act like you're surprised. It's almost Christmas.
Oh my God. I can't believe this.
Act surprised, not retarded.
What's the difference?
Okay, so
Ooh, those are fancy though.
I got you some valve covers. These are not it.
Not the Cobra ones?
Don't go buy these.
Oh,
One caveat though. If you read there, will not fit EFI engines.
pretty sure this is an EFI engine.
It really is. So, let's open these up and I'll explain what we can possibly do here.
Yes, he doesn't want the Milwaukee.
I got my MacGyver. Everybody needs a MacGyver.
I guess.
Okay. So, when I saw you with this the other day,
I don't think that looks too bad, to be honest.
that looks like shit.
Well,
And then he's like, oh, we'll just paint them up. They'll be fine.
it would have been.
No, they're not fine. So you're overruled. I got you some valve covers. I don't know if they're gonna work yet.
Ooh,
We're gonna see.
that is fancy.
Okay, so the difference between these valve covers and the stamped steel valve covers, these actually have a rail on them.
Oh.
Which these valve covers
They're a little curved.
They're curved up.
Yeah.
So they accept the new gaskets, the steel with the rubber insert. These are made for the cork gaskets on the older 302s.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to grind the shit out of these, I'm thinking we can make these work. Because I really don't want to use cork gaskets because I absolutely hate them. I like the steel ones with the rubber insert like these came with. And I think we can just take this groove right off here
Okay.
and then pop these on here. Maybe what I should do is order a set of valve cover gaskets and just see how they fit this valve cover. But yeah,
Those do look nice.
those look better than these.
I mean, I'll admit, yeah, maybe just a little bit.
They're a little bit taller, but they should clear no problem.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll hit the
No.
underside of that intake sits up quite a bit higher. So, I mean, what are we talking? Maybe a ½ inch or something?
Yeah, no, those would be fine.
So there you go.
Sweet.
Happy birthday, Merry Christmas.
It is nowhere near my birthday, but I'll take it.
Does that mean I have you to buy you more parts later then?
If you want to.
Oh,
Like, I would have been fine with those valve covers, just paying them. So
I know you would have.
you went out of your way to do
Would
that.
have. I overruled you though.
Well,
And then we got the other one here. We got a little fill neck on it, but anyway. There you go.
sweet.
So we're finally getting some parts in. It's been a few weeks since we've actually had decent progress on this thing.
Yeah.
It's time to get her bumped up here.
Yep.
So yeah. You do have more parts behind you.
I do. That's a brake kit for disc brakes in the front. I've never drove with drum brakes, so, and I don't want to be honest. There's a reason why everything's going to disc brakes, because they're better. So that's why I got those.
And they're a lot safer to have
Yeah.
a dual master with a disc brake conversion kit. Way
Yeah.
safer.
Also, this is going to be my first time driving a manual car. So to have something that can stop faster and better, in case I get in a sticky situation, that'll be nice.
Do we even paint this car?
Well, yeah.
I mean, first time driving a stick?
I mean,
Oh boy. Better have some good bumpers on it, I guess. I don't know.
I've ridden motorcycles. Those are manuals.
Yeah, it's one and the same.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
It's the same concept if you put it together, if you think about it. You got a clutch, you got gears, you just shift. I mean, how hard can it be?
Until you drive this thing on a daily basis, and then you're like, man, we really should have put an automatic in this thing.
Wow. Yeah. And another thing too is it's going to be close to the deadline when I start driving it. And we're going to have to drive this thing up to the cities. So me driving a manual up to the cities, my first time, yeah, that's going to be scary. And he's going to be sitting passenger
Yeah, and your mother's gonna be sitting in the back.
and no airbags. So hopefully we don't die.
I ain't afeared. It'll be fine. It'll be good. Okay, so next thing we need to do is we need to get this chain hoist out of the way. We'll put our engine brace across here.
Mm-hmm.
Get this so it's settled in there. And then raise the vehicle up and see what this transmission looks like. If she's gonna fit, or how close it's gonna be, or
I think it'll look good. I kind of already took a peek under the car with the bell housing on there, and it I don't know how to explain this very well, but it comes out pretty low. I think it'll sit in there just fine. So, fingers crossed, because I could be wrong, but hopefully I'm not.
we're gonna find out. That's what this project is all about, trial and error. We've had 3 different sets of manifolds on here
Yep.
And just stupidly, I went on Amazon and punched in some 289 Fairlane exhaust manifolds. They fit. So, yeah, we'll see what we can do here. Next step, fitment.
Yep.
See where this engine's gonna sit, where the transmission's gonna sit, and then we need to get the move on. We need to get some stuff done here.
Yeah.
We got the parts to do it, so
Now it's time to do it.
now it's time to do it. Okay, so this is what we got so far. We got our oil pan changed over. You can see our mounts there. As far as these mounts go, I think we're just going to use a piece of tube in the center there and just through bolt those, I'm hoping. Not quite sure yet. Still working on a plan for that. But manifolds, I don't know if you can see how much space is there, but it's not a lot. It's pretty tight in there. Left side, these suckers just kind of go right around that shock tower. They kind of just curve right around, so I think we're good with that part. Right now we got to figure out how this bell housing is going to work here. How this transmission, I should say, is going to work here. We're going to take this cross member out to get our transmission in, and that's, I'm thinking the shifter is probably, what do we measure, like right here or so? 19.5 inches.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
From the bell housing to where the shifter should go through the floor. So probably just have you pull this cross member out, pull this park brake cable stuff out of here, and then we'll mount that transmission. You don't have to sit low and just kind of see where it's at, and then make sure it's going to be in the right spot, figure out what we need to do to mount this back here for a cross member. So yeah, still a lot of stuff to figure out. A lot of stuff, but we're getting there. Next step, try to get that fitted in there. What do you think?
Oh, she'll fit.
She'll fit?
Oh yeah.
If it don't fit, we'll make it
I
fit.
mean, look at how flat that is on the top. I mean, so the top of it, yeah, it'll need to be angled down a little bit.
I mean, she's just a tiny thing, really. 19.5 inches from here to the top of the shifter. She'll work. I have faith. It's gonna work.
Oh yeah.
All right, you got your work cut out for you. We got a game plan? You know what to do?
Think so.
We do need to throw some bolts in this bell housing and get that tight up against there, just to make sure we're not getting fooled by measurements and breaking stuff because it's not tight. So we'll have to throw some bolts in that. Well, we had to make some modifications. So we're having a hard time finding engine mounts for this that work. So we just got a standard set of small block 302 mounts, and we're having to make our own mount brackets, which has become very challenging. So
I think they look beautiful.
well, so this is what Casey came up with. That's what we're going with.
it's a little convoluted as brackets go because, so this is the bracket, right? And so what we do is we put it on here, right? And then we bolt these down, and then we set the engine on top of it, and then put a bolt through. So, you know, it's a little weird. Also,
yeah, it's a little...
we made some modifications to these brackets because if you remember before, these went out like this, not like that. So they're a little wonky, but
Yes.
they're doing us just fine.
Yeah. And the engine sits very low, so we had to clearance the
This little tab over here.
well, we had to
Well,
clearance the
This, yeah.
cross
Cross member.
member.
It did have a little dip down here before. You can actually kind of see it. There's like a little channel, but that wasn't enough. So took some heat and just took a hammer to it.
And now we have more room for the oil pan. A little bit more clearance. All we needed was a 1/4 inch or so, maybe. Because it was maybe an 1/8 inch from hitting, so. Okay, that's what we're going with.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna start welding?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should just tack these in real good. And then kind of wait and see to make sure everything fits.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't think we want to get too ahead of ourselves. There's still a lot of clearance issues to figure out, and I think it's pretty good where it's sitting. So we have to get the engine down as far as we can, as low as we can, to get the transmission angle just right, and the transmission to kind of fit up where it needs to be without hitting the tunnel. Now we could have modified the tunnel more than what we did.
Yeah, no.
We just cut a hole in the tunnel, stuck the shifter box through it, and that's kind of as far as we want to go with it.
Yeah,
I thought we were gonna have to completely cut the tunnel out.
No, she fits in there pretty good. And actually, the way it's sitting now, we can actually reuse the parking brake bracket. I figured that out. If we put the transmission mount where we want to put it, that'll be just in front of the bracket for the parking brake. So if we could reuse that, that'd be nice. Now the parking brake is shot, so
Everything is shot.
that's gonna be
Thing has no brakes. Everything's shot.
But the actual bracket though, and the linkage, if we can reuse that, that'd be nice.
Okay.
Because I don't like figuring things out. So
No, you don't have much of patience for this. He wants it done yesterday.
well,
And
we
Dad
gotta-
wants to find the right way to do stuff and kind of think about stuff. And I'm still not sold about this engine mount thing, but it's the closest thing we've came up with so far. So, right or wrong,
we're on a tight schedule. So some things are just gonna need to be like, well, just wing it.
yeah, parts are very hard to find for the car. 63 Fairlane. I cannot find a fender anywhere.
Nope.
Can't find mounts anywhere. So, we just kind of make do with what we got or what we can get.
Yep.
Let's get to welding then. Just tack it in real good, and then we'll put the engine back in, bell housing, transmission back in it, and then we can work on the cross member for the transmission.
Okay.
That might be next week's project.
Probably get the fuel tank and straps and stuff ordered up for that.
Well, that's it. We got to order parts. They're going on quick. It doesn't look like we've done a lot in this video, but believe me, it's a lot of thinking, a lot of measuring,
And to preface, we're not engineers. We don't know angles. We don't know things math related. It's just throwing it in there, eyeballing it. Does it look pretty good? Yeah.
good thing you're going to school.
I ain't going to school for math.
Buy him books, send him to school. All right. Well, let's do that, and then we'll finish up this video. How's that welder run?
A little bit better than before. Now that it's actually fixed.
Yeah, I told you. I don't know what was wrong with it.
Yeah.
It was doing some weird stuff. It
Yeah.
was like surging, and it's never done that before.
Before it was like you had to just like stop and go, stop and go. Now it can actually lay a consistent bead.
When you said that in the previous video, I was like, yeah, he's just tacking in, you know, whatever. I didn't realize you were talking about the welder actually like cutting off like that.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And what changing the wire had to do with it, I have no idea. But now it runs just fine.
Mm-hmm.
You got her tacked in there?
Backside. Should be good. I'm gonna switch around the front though, because this is a little uncomfortable. My head doesn't have much room.
You don't know what uncomfortable is.
Well, I think I'm experiencing it.
Yeah, wait till you have to work on these cars.
Well,
I've seen a lot worse than that. Dash work, especially, is the worst. You have to be a damn contortionist.
This dash you can't even remove.
No, you can't even remove the dash out of here.
no.
Welcome to working on old cars. The dash is part of the car. It's just spot welded in.
There's a vent down by the driver's like foot, you know, in the footwell. I was trying to remove that. Oh my god, because the bolts are like all the way at the top of the dash, and I was in there on my back, and that hurt. I stretch afterwards.
Tell me a sob story. I almost feel sorry for you.
Well,
Try working on a new car. That's all I gotta say.
just buy a Honda, then it won't break. Then you don't need to work on it.
Oh boy. This is a conversation we're not gonna have today, okay?
It's true.
All right. Are you done welding?
No, I just done tacking up the backside. Couple more on the front, on the top.
Okay. Well, you finish up that. We're gonna say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
That does it for this week's video.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
'Cause today's what, the 22nd?
The Friday before Christmas. So, hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, safe Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
Or
Don't
Happy
know,
Hanukkah.
yeah, don't know if we'll have a video next week or not, but yeah. That's gonna do it for this video.
Yep.
Catch you on the next one.